There is no way to look what's happening regarding the Diddy case and not come to the conclusion that it's a joke. It's a bad joke. It's a joke that makes no sense. It's a joke. It's a waste of time. Everybody's asking, what is the purpose of this? What are you trying to accomplish? What is he being charged with again? And the only thing that you can do and anybody can come up with in terms of figuring out what happened is you must be thinking to yourself, they're throwing the case. They're throwing the case. How does this happen? How does this work? They're throwing the Diddy case. Why this trial was brought, nobody even knows. It's going to collapse. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's no other way to say it. There's no other way to fix it. The Sean Diddy Combs case is looking like and has looked like a political and legal charade, not a serious criminal proceeding, certainly not a federal one. From the moment that the headlines exploded with sensational accusations, the trial took on all the markings of a media spectacle, a high-profile circus designed to implode. The more we examine the facts, the more we look at the strategy and the atmosphere surrounding this circus, this case, the more it becomes absolutely clear. They're throwing it, and they know it. But why? How can this be happening? Let's start with the obvious disconnect between the allegations and the prosecution's execution. What should have been an airtight, well-prepared case is instead riddled with inconsistency, delays, and almost a deliberate weakness. And weaknesses. If prosecutors truly intended to convict one of the most powerful entertainment figures in the country, in history, they treat the case with precision and with caution and with some unbreakable evidence. But instead, what we're witnessing feels more like legal theater, designed to make a statement, not a conviction, to highlight the sordid and the concupiscent, as we say. You know, there's always the issue of the timing. The allegations against Diddy span decades, yet suddenly surface in the wake of shifting political winds, changing media alliances, and a broader, cultural war over celebrity accountability. See, that's not coincidence. It's strategy. See, Diddy's name, his legacy, his empire have now been thrust into the spotlight during a moment when the public is hungry for a powerful villain. You see, the media want a scalp, and activists want blood, but the legal system is moving like it doesn't actually want to win, like it doesn't care, like they're doing this, I don't know, in the wake of what, Epstein? I can't figure it out, because there's too much at stake. A guilty verdict would not only ignite massive backlash, it would unleash perhaps further lawsuits, reveal embarrassing alliances, and expose decades of rot in the entertainment industry. It would put names and institutions, big names, and networks in jeopardy. So instead of pushing for a real reckoning, the system puts on a show. File the charges, leak the photos, release the testimony, but never get to the finish line. Why? Think of the legal team choices, the discovery delays, the endless pretrial motions, all of which seem to focus on killing momentum than in building a case. Prosecutors who actually wanted to win would streamline their argument. They would present compelling witnesses, limit the timeline. Instead, what we have now is a slow drip of chaos, and it doesn't add up unless you see it for what it's worth, a design failure. And the tactic isn't new. We've seen it before in major celebrity trials. Think of Harvey Weinstein's retrial, where mishandled evidence and questionable strategy led to reversals. Think of Juicy Smollett. Remember his case? Where political connections and media leverage played as big a role as any courtroom testimony. In Diddy's case, the pattern is repeating itself. Prosecute loudly, fail quietly. Now let's not forget the jury selection process, which already, in some minds, reeks of manipulation, some people think. In any high-profile case, jury neutrality is key. But in this situation, the pool was already tainted by overwhelming press coverage, social media smear campaigns, and relentless speculation. A real conviction would require 12 people to block out a tidal wave of public opinion and base their decision solely on facts. In this climate, virtually impossible. Virtually impossible. No way. And what happens if somehow, the jury returns a guilty verdict? What happens then? Appeal, reversal, mistrial, and that favorite word I love, technicality. As though what? The Constitution is a technicality? The law is built to protect powerful defendants when the system decides to shield them, right? There are so many legal escape hatches that even if Diddy were convicted, the ruling would most probably be overturned on appeal, reversed. The evidence would be declared prejudicial or 403 violative. A motion for retrial, motion for a JOA, motion for some type of post-conviction relief would cite maybe ineffective assistance of counsel, media influence, who know there should have been a change of venue if that even applies anymore. And the appellate court, the Second Circuit, would swoop in, declare a retrial, whatever, and vacate the judgment on, again, a technicality. This isn't just, it's kind of like a reset button. So why go through this at all? Why? Why go through the motions? What's the point of this? Because it looks good. The illusion of accountability, especially from the old Biden administration. It's enough to calm public outrage, right? See, the trial satisfies the headlines. It gives the activists a target. It lets institutions pretend that they're cleaning house. But are they? Everyone gets what they need, right? Except the truth. Except the truth. That's what's fabulous. Diddy's defense team knows this. Watch their posture. Watch their filings. Watch their lack of panic. They're not preparing for a conviction. They're preparing for the optics. Just survive the spectacle, and the system will do the rest. At worst, Diddy becomes a temporary symbol. At best, he walks away untouched, unscathed, rebranded, and even more notorious, indelible, the Teflon Diddy. Now, meanwhile, the media play along. One day Diddy's painted as a monster, some pervert, some perv, and the next day he's rehumanized by a soft focus, feature or a carefully released denial. This push-pull strategy keeps the narrative alive, but never really resolves it. It keeps the public invested, advertisers engaged, and the legal process remains in limbo. Now, at this point, remember, that's the point. That's what this is about. This isn't about justice. It's about management. It's about the elites protecting their own by letting the system appear to do its job. Just enough to quell the unrest, but never enough to reach real consequences. So why waste the time? That's the question. Why go through this? Why? Because drama is valuable. The public loves a fall from grace story. Politicians love the distraction. See, media companies love the engagement. Lawyers love the billable hours in some cases. And in this particular equation, everybody profits, except the victims and except Diddy. Remember this. And the public, who think they're witnessing some kind of moral reckoning, but are really just watching a carefully scripted and staged thematic production or something. Though in the end, Diddy will likely walk. If he's convicted, it won't stick. The case will fall apart and everyone involved will shrug, blame the system, and move on to the next scandal. That's the way that works. But remember something. It's not a bug. It's not a mistake. It's the design. It's the design of the system. The Diddy case isn't just weak. It's built to collapse. And the longer we pretend it's a real shot at justice, the more that we perpetuate this fraud, the more we reveal just how performative and nonsensical this justice system of ours has become. This trial isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about optics. It's about optics and management and distraction. And the real cases of human trafficking and the like, they're not even looked at. They're throwing the case. They're throwing the book and throwing the case. And deep down inside, everybody knows this. And you know this. What I'm telling you is the truth. Listen to what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is absolutely the truth. This isn't new. This isn't novel. It's the truth. My friend, please do me a favor. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. 80% of the people who watch Lionel Legal don't even subscribe. I don't understand it. Please like this video. Put us on the HOV lane of algorithmic credits. And whatever you do, I always ask you to comment. I got some questions for you. Comment. Comment as you see fit.